Hi, this is John Foley with Information Week in our San Francisco office, and I'm here with Hon Wong, the founder and CEO of Symphoniq, a company that has developed a product for monitoring web applications. Hon, welcome to Startup City. Tell us about what makes Symphoniq's product different.
Well, we are different because we manage web application performance directly from the real user's perspective. What that means is that we monitored application performance directly at the browser, and if we discovered any performance problem, trace those problems through the entire infrastructure from browser to the database so we can pinpoint the cause. So from an IT perspective, we provide information to IT so they know whether any user out there is experiencing performance difficulties, and also tell them where the problem is so that they can assign the right people to solve the right problem instead of doing log file analyses or some other more tedious, time-consuming, expensive technique to find out the cause of the problem.
The product is called TrueView. How does it work? And tell us a little bit more about what it is.
What it does is that we use the web server or the application delivery controller like an F5 PIC IP, and from there we can instrument outgoing traffic coming out of the website. And as it is delivered to the end user browser, we have some JavaScript that reside in the browser to monitor performance directly at the browser. If we discover any problem, we track and trace those ill-performing transactions through the entire infrastructure. And as we do that, we know whether whether a problem exists inside a firewall, outside a firewall, with a particular server, with a particular method call, SQL query, etc. So the information that we can provide is extremely deep, but all driven from a measurement of what the real user is seeing as far as performance is concerned.
What are some of the common website performance problems that it would identify?
Well, there's also a lot of things then, including things like response time, the page being loaded extremely slowly, for example, and we also monitored AJAX performance. So if you have a mouse over a particular area that the drop-down box is supposed to appear and it doesn't appear, that would trigger an alarm that we can go and track that transaction through. Or another case will be things like error rates, 400 error, 500 errors that typically resulted in fast-changing websites that, if your customer goes surf your site and you have a blank spot on your page, that does not do well in terms of promoting e-commerce. So we can tell you all of that kind of information, and moreover, be able to track that issue back through the entire infrastructure, back to the database, including third-party calls. Like if you have a SOA or SaaS call to a third-party service provider, we can track through that to identify whether it is a third party causing you the problem or your own server, your own infrastructure causing the problem.
In general, who would be a typical customer of Symphoniq? Is it the IT staff person in a small or medium-sized business?
Yes. Our customers are typically IT operational folks working for an enterprise that has either customer-facing application or mission-critical web applications. So we have customers that are actually running employee portals where productivity of the employee is important to them, and they're running that through the web infrastructure, or more typically e-tail, e-banking customers that actually have customer interaction. So the performance of the website is extremely important. We all know that in today's world, people are getting very impatient. So if your web page does not reload in 4 seconds, they might serve away to a competitor's site. So you don't want that to happen, and people don't call you up to complain anyway. So you have to A, be able to figure out where the problem is, and B, be able to resolve that quickly.
What are some of the newer features in TrueView?
Last quarter, most recently, we introduced our ability to monitor SOA as well as SaaS applications. So we track web services calls, whether it is within your own infrastructure or to a third-party service provider. So we provide that tracking and tracing through. And also this quarter, in the second quarter of this year, we introduced our ability to monitor rich user interface Web 2.0 type applications like AJAX, Flash, Silverlight. So all those different ways that you can deliver a good web application experience to your end user, we have the ability to manage that, monitor the performance, and look for problems.